Okay, so for some of you all who are very new, you're probably like, what in the world is this about? It probably doesn't make much sense to you, but just it's still going to be helpful. So, let's see. If somebody happens to pop up in our chat and say they're having trouble with anything, somebody let me know because I can't see it from here.
Where's the charger? The
Mm,
first one again. Where's the
He's right
charger?
here. He's right here. He just put him in my lap. We'll get it together here in a minute, y'all. You got to unplug it. You can't just run with the cord. Good gosh. Oh, okay. Let me try to focus on what I'm doing here. Okay, so we are going to start having our team meetings on Monday nights. We originally were having those on Sunday. I'm trying to take Sundays more unplugged, so we're going to transition those to Monday night. Those will be recorded. If at any time they clash with a bigger call, because I know sometimes like Tina Joy will do a meeting on Monday night at 8, mine will just be omitted or canceled for the week. So Monday nights at 8, if you just want to pencil that into your calendar, or 8:30, whatever works better for you guys. I don't really prefer 9. 9's a little bit past my bedtime, but we are heading into summer, so it's not quite so rough. But we're going to transition that to Monday night. So I'm going to be honest and real. Um, this month has just went to, what's the phrase? Hell in a handbasket. Is that what people say? I don't even know what that means, but it truly has. And I'm just going to be honest with you guys because I know I can do that. We've been making a lot of money, but we've been spending a lot of money, which means we've been vacationing a lot, we've been traveling a lot, and when those things happen, you really just aren't plugged into your business the way that you need to be. And while I think it's okay to have those seasons, I feel like it was not I've kind of dropped the ball for some of you new people. A lot of you all who have been with me since October, November, December, you have felt the momentum. You're good and on your feet. You're flying. You're good. But for those people who came in at the beginning of the year, I feel like I have not been as plugged in with you all as I need to be. And I definitely take responsibility for that. But I think that all of us have to take a little bit of responsibility in our part. Our volume is lower this month than it was the very first month I started in October, which is crazy. It's the lowest it's ever been. And I think for the first like a week, I was like, okay, it's gonna pick up. Like it's just a tough month. But then Nicolette called me out. She's like, Amber, what is going on with you and your girls? I was like, oops. So I take responsibility. I have kind of dropped the ball with you guys a little bit, but we have made too much impact and we have done too much so far to stay stuck in this area of slacking. I truly feel like we can rewrite the last of the month. Bye, y'all. Thank you so much for letting me use your truck. I feel like we can rewrite the last of the month and we don't have to let the 1st of May set the stage for our entire month, but we have to be intentional about it. So I do want to recognize that like a lot of you all are showing up great. I see you popping up in your stories. I see your reels coming up when I open Instagram. I see your posts. And I'm very thankful for that. But I think collectively as a whole, we have all kind of backslid just a bit. And so we're going to get back in our chat. We're going to get our chat re-engaged. We're going to start, plugging in there. I think I tried to set you guys up with accountability buddies. I don't know how well that's going. I think that it has flopped a bit, but maybe you all created a chat. Yes, Christian, aside from me, that bye, thank you. That I'm not seeing your conversations. I'm not sure, but the buddy lists that I made and plugged you into, they're basically silent. So if that's not something that works for us, then we don't want to keep running with it. But we do got to figure out something that's working. So if we all committed to just being all in for the last 2 weeks and we don't 2x what we've been doing, but we actually do what we're supposed to do, I feel like we can cover the ground that we've lost this month. So I don't want anybody to raise their hands. Shanae, I know you'll be the first one to be like, Amber gave me a talking to, so but you don't have to do that. But I do truthfully want you guys, I have to work now. This is not okay. I've been with you all afternoon.
Mama, you should have left my phone up there
Okay,
that
I
long.
need you
It's
to
dead and the thing.
go to your daddy. Sorry, you guys. Oh, I don't even know what I was saying now.
We have to follow up with our
Yes,
people.
okay. So I think we all have to be realistic about we're not going to 2x what we've been doing. We're going to actually do the basics. We're going to do what we are supposed to have been doing. I know I can raise my hand 100% and say I have not been doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I am here and there and I'm making my stories and stuff like that, but I have definitely backslid. And I think that when we backslide like that, at least I find myself getting into this routine where it's almost harder just to get back to what I was doing than it would have been to just stay steady, if you know what I mean. Like when I start to backslide, that's when I start to get in my head about, oh, I'm sending these messages, and what if people tell me no? Or I start to get in my head about, well, I made a post and nobody liked it, so what I'm doing must not be working. But when I'm just consistent and I'm checking those boxes and I'm showing up every day, that doubt owns no part of my mind. Um, hey, Willett, just be sure you tell your dad you have chicken in the oven, okay? We already had dinner, but we had dinner at like 4 because we have a double header. So of course they're hungry again. So it doesn't have to be pretty. It doesn't have to be perfect. What we do from here on out the rest of the month, we just have to be present. We have to be consistent and we have to do the income producing activities. You don't have to be the best. You don't have to know all the answers. We just got to start doing the things again. Like 60 days ago, we all collectively were taking messy action. Like we were showing up in our stories, we were sending invites, we were getting people on calls. The chat was blowing up 24/7. I couldn't even keep up with the messages. You guys were in there answering questions for each other. And we have kind of just fallen off of that. So we've got to get back to taking that messy action. Nothing has to be perfect. Nobody is good or bad at this. It is literally just about being present and being consistent. So we are going to talk about our daily non-negotiables, okay? And then we're going to talk a little bit about a content plan and using ChatGPT. And I'm going to really share some helpful information with you guys about that because ChatGPT was very intimidating to me for a while. But once you get it, and it is so simple. Okay, so our IPAs, our income producing activities, or our DMOs, daily method of operations, you've probably heard both terms, is we need to be posting every day. Okay. I think to cover the ground we've lost this last 2 weeks of the month, we need to be posting twice a day. So we need to be getting a post up in the morning, getting a post up in the evening. That is going to tell Facebook, hey, we really love you right now, or Instagram, whatever. We're really using you. We need you to push our stuff out. So we need to be posting twice a day. You also need to be spending a set period of time. I like to do 5 minutes on Facebook, 5 minutes on Instagram, and this will change your content so much. Set a timer, scroll on Facebook for 5 minutes, like people's stuff, leave comments on stuff. I know it's probably meticulous to some of you all. And I don't mean like our stuff. That's not going to help you at all. Like the posts of other people. That's going to do two things. Every time you hit the like button on somebody's something they posted, they're going to get a notification. So they're going to be like, oh, Susie just liked my thing. What's Susie doing? I haven't talked to her, seen her. Let me go look at her page. But it's also, you're going to be using Facebook the way Facebook wants you to, and they notice that the algorithm notices that, and then it will start pushing your content out because you're doing your due diligence and using Facebook, liking and commenting. Okay, so set a timer and make that a non-negotiable. I know for me, when my story views are down, when I feel like my content's not getting any eyes, when I feel like there's no new people, it's because I've really slacked on spending that 5 or 10 minutes each day warming up my Facebook algorithm. You guys have gotten so good at stories. I don't even know that we need to talk much on stories. The stories need to be 7 to 10 per day. Okay. If you are one of these people who are like, man, I feel like my story views have just tanked, I'm not getting in no new eyes, let's have a separate conversation about that. Okay. You can reach out to me. We can create a pop-up call later this week, stories 101, whatever we need to do. I don't want to take up a ton of time about that tonight, but 7 to 10 stories. It needs to be something every day about the business, something every day about a product. You got to throw some like regular life in there. It can be helpful to put something clickable in your stories somewhere throughout the day. So a poll that somebody clicks on, one of the slide bars, a question box that somebody answers, all of those things that are going to create engagement are going to help increase your story views. There, let's see. We're going to talk about follow-ups later. Okay, so though that's mostly what our income producing activities are. Posting stories aside from messaging, and that's going to be a separate part of our talk tonight. But just being sure that you're sharing about things consistently, okay? Anybody have any questions about posting and stories? Like how often, anything like that? I will tell you that Nicolette has challenged me to be more present on Instagram. Um, she is the Instagram guru. She really does not have much of a following on Facebook, and mine's backwards, like all of my people come from Facebook. But Instagram is really starting to grow. People are tuning in more there. We keep hearing that TikTok's going away, so people are all reverting back to Instagram, all these crazy things. And so, she's really telling me to spend equal time on Instagram. And so I'm kind of doing double. So if I post in one place, I'm posting in the other. If I'm going to spend 5 or 10 minutes warming up my Facebook algorithm, I'm going to go to Instagram and do the same thing. Okay. Instagram is a little bit of a different field. Carousels are good there, reels, posts, but you can't just throw up stagnant posts on Instagram like you do on Facebook. When we talk about creating a content plan, I'm going to let you know a little secret. ChatGPT knows exactly what Instagram wants. And if you tell him, hey, I need Matt to warm up my Instagram algorithm, I have no followers, he's going to tell you exactly what to post, how many times to post, whether it needs to be a reel, a carousel, or a photo. He's going to tell you everything you need to know. He's got to actually take the time to figure it out. Okay, so posting. We're gonna get that taken care of. Let's see. Messaging. This is the thing that I'm so good at when I'm good at it. And then when I kind of get out of my routine, I start to get bad at it. And I find that I open up, like this morning, I sat on my back porch and I was like, I'm going to get some work done today. And I opened up my Facebook Messenger. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to say. I don't know where to start. I don't know who to talk to. I don't know what to invite to. And it's just because I have not been in my routine of doing that. So if you're one of these people who are like, man, I just don't feel confident in this yet, the consistency will help build the confidence. So I am going to challenge you guys, and I'm going to send you in our chat a pretty little visual that shows exactly all of this stuff that I'm talking about. But I'm going to challenge you guys to do the 5 by 5 by 5 method every day. Well, not every day, like probably not Saturday and Sunday, from here to the end of May. That is what I'm doing. I need like some tangible goals. Like I can't just sit down and send messages. Like I am at the point where I need to be able to check. I did 5 of these, 5 of these, and 5 of these because I've got to make sure that what I'm doing is measurable. So at the end of this 2 weeks, I see growth because what I've been doing the first 2 weeks is not measurable. It's just been here and there and when I can fit it in. And so I have not seen success from that, obviously. So we're going to start with some measurable material and we're going to go from there. I don't love following like DMO checklists and stuff like that, but anytime I feel like I'm flopping in my business, I always go back to the basics like that, and it is so helpful. So the 5 by 5 method is we're going to send 5 product focused messages, 5 business focused messages, and 5 follow-up messages. If you do not have 5 people to follow up with every single day, because I know for a while for me, I was like, man, my follow-up list is 10 people. Like, how am I going to send 5 of those a day? Then you're just going to split those 15 in half and send half business and send half products. I'm going to tell you a little secret though. If you are in this to maximize your volume and income, you need to focus on those business invites, okay? Throwing up content about your products is going to draw in some customers. They're going to see what you're doing. They're going to see the side by sides. They're going to see the testimonies you're sharing. But if you are really looking for income growth and business growth, then I would challenge you to even up those 5 business messages to something more than that. And I'm going to send you a visual that shows even some message examples. So does everybody understand the 5 by 5 method? By 5, 5, by 5, by 5. Yeah. Okay, cool. Man, this is going a lot faster than I thought. Okay, so ChatGPT and a 7-day content plan. I have created a pretty basic 7-day content plan where I went into my chat GPT. So he knows I'm a leader of this team. So mine's a he. I don't know what y'all says. Mine's a he. He needs a name. I can go into mine and I can say, hey, my team is sucking this month. That's exactly what I did. I can send you the screenshot. My team is sucking this month collectively. We all are. We have all fallen off the wagon. We have no customers. We have no associates. Our volume has tanked and we need to be revived. Tell me what to do to help them. Okay. And so I have a very basic 7-day content plan. Obviously, I had to tweak some things, but if you can do nothing else, that is going to be in our group for you to use. Okay. It's going to tell you to post in the morning, post in the afternoon. It's going to be a combination of reels and posts, but you're going to be doing yourself a much larger favor if you can set aside. It is a bit time consuming, but let's say 30 or 45 minutes tonight, tomorrow, sometime, go into your chat GPT and get him to do the same thing for you because it's going to be individualized to you. Okay. So I'm a stay-at-home mom, homesteading, farming, homeschooling, use cloth toilet paper, like Christian. That's not your all story, right? So the content that he provided for me to give you all is kind of bland, so to speak. So it's very generic. People have a hard time relating to very generic things. They relate more to very personal things. So I'm gonna send all of that in the chat. It's a 7-day plan. It works. If you are one of these people who are like, Amber, I'm just barely getting by. I don't have time to do all of this. I'm trying to make this work. I want you to use that 7-day posting plan, right? That is probably better than what some of us have been doing. But if you have an hour to sit down tonight or tomorrow, and it might not even take you an hour, but to really dive into your chat GPT and get him to create a content plan for you, it's going to be so helpful. I have spent a lot of money on business stuff, like paying for Canva, paying for this Zoom link, paying for lots of different things. I hands down think that my subscription to ChatGPT is one of the most beneficial things I have ever purchased for my business. You can get a lot of stuff free, but you can get a lot more stuff if you get the paid version. And so what I mean by that is if he gives me a 7-day content plan. So for example, today I was sitting on my back porch with my computer, I was working, I was like, man, I remember I used to watch this girl named Corey and her mornings look exactly like this. And I was so envious of her because I was like pumping and feeding the baby while I watched her stories and getting ready to go to work. Like I was having to get up at 5 a.m. to pack lunches and pump and do all the things. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like I just need this to be my life. And so I went to ChatGPT and I made a post about that. I asked him to help me make a post. But then he asked me, because he knows what I'm going to say before I even say it, would you like me to make you some story slides for this? Okay. That I don't think that comes with the free version. So he will literally make you story slides, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, however many you want, and that is all done for you. So like you're not spending time creating it and you're not spending time making it in Canva. Now, I think you can function with the Chat GPT totally fine without paying for it. I did it for 8 months now. I literally just bought it like a month ago. But if you're one of these people who are like, man, I'm just short on time and I really need to maximize what I'm getting out of Chat GPT, I hands down recommend paying for the full version. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and send those screenshots of stuff in our group, and you guys can be looking through them and let me know if you have any questions. And then the rest of this is just open mic, open talk. I'm also going to be spending more time on Zoom. That's one thing that I noticed that I was doing much differently in the beginning is just being on Zoom often. So 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. on Zoom again in the afternoons to be available to you all to be like, hey, I'm on Zoom. If I need to hop on and work or ask questions. Because I know it's an accountability piece for me too. Like I know Nicolette and Lori and Jamin and all of them are going to be on Zoom at 5 a.m. in the mornings. And I know that, Lori has asked me about 15 times, why are you not getting on Zoom anymore? And I have no good excuse except for the fact that I've been living in some dreamland vacation world for the last 30 days and I cannot get back to reality. So as my girls transition into their summer schedule after next week's like Tuesday, And so I do plan to set aside some time and give you all my schedule. Like, hey, on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm going to be on Zoom from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. On Tuesday, Thursday, I'm going to be on Zoom, another time frame. And so that'll be a time that if you're available, you can set aside to get on and work. I built my business in my previous company in those early morning hours. So if you find that you're not getting the stuff done that you need during the day, I highly recommend setting your coffee pot on a timer, waking up an hour earlier, and spending some like very intentional, uninterrupted time on your business in the morning. That is literally the only way I built my body business to earn enough income for me to be able to leave my job. It just, there's just something about being able to knock it out for the day than trying to do 10 minutes here and there and here and there and here and there. Amber Phillips, thank you for the notes. Okay, that is my big spiel. I would love for you all to share your thoughts. Um, I'd love to know that I'm not the only one who's been sucking this month. If you're feeling like, you know what, I'm going to be all in on this, like I need to make this work, I need to make this income, I'd love to hear about that. See what I mean? You guys are so quiet. Like 60 days ago, y'all have been fighting over who was going to talk next, but it's just like,
Nope. Nope. I told my husband, I said, I'm not going to be the first one to talk. And of course, I'm always the first one to talk. No, number one, I have sucked so bad this month. Number two, I will never, ever fault you for something